So you want to get involved in Bitcoin, whether that is trading or investing, but you look at the price of Bitcoin and say, that's just too expensive for me. I want to share with you in this video what you can do to get directly involved with Bitcoin in a pretty cool way with lots of benefits. So let's get to it. And the key here is a spot Bitcoin ETF. What is that? Well, a spot Bitcoin ETF is an investment vehicle that holds Bitcoin directly. Keyword there being directly. Now, perhaps you've heard of ETFs before, but ETFs, which stands for Exchange Traded Fund, can go through and hold a variety of different things. There are ETFs out there for everything, but there now is a big difference when we step into the world of crypto and specifically Bitcoin within ETFs. How so? Well, let's keep on going and you'll see there's a difference, but it's actually a very, very big difference. Unlike other Bitcoin ETFs in which Bitcoin futures contracts are the underlying asset. So yes, there are other Bitcoin ETFs out there, but the big difference that separates this is those ETFs don't actually own Bitcoin. They're not built around Bitcoin itself. They were built on futures contracts and things like that. And I don't want to go down a deep dark rabbit hole into all that, but just understand for simplicity's sake that there's some Bitcoin ETFs that are made up of contracts, not Bitcoin themselves, but actually contracts, specifically futures contracts. But the big difference here is, again, going back to that keyword of directly. And with these, Bitcoins are the underlying asset of a spot Bitcoin ETF. So in other words, instead of contracts being what everything is built around, Bitcoin itself is actually what the ETF is built around. So Bitcoin is the underlying asset, which maybe you're saying, what are you talking about? Of course it's the underlying asset. And I understand why you would say that. But again, not everything is that straightforward. In these other situations, they're called Bitcoin ETFs and things like that, but what they're built upon is not Bitcoin in itself. It's built on Bitcoin contracts. I know, maybe confusing, but just realize that with this new method of going about things, it's all built around Bitcoin themselves. And then there's a lot of benefits. The first one is just that direct exposure angle. And I know I've probably annoyed you by saying it, but just real quickly, the big difference here is the direct exposure. In what way? Because everything is built around the Bitcoin itself. And then there's going to be a whole lot more regulatory oversight. Now, I'm not trying to derail this into some sort of political debate. Whatever your feelings on oversight and regulation and all that stuff is, set it aside. All I'm pointing out is the fact that because it's been approved through the SEC, the Securities and Exchange Commission through the USA, then there's going to be a regulatory aspect to it. So if that sort of thing makes you feel more comfortable, then this would certainly give you that advantage. And then there's going to be low fees. Now, to be fair, I don't know what you consider low fees are, and they're going to be different from broker to broker, depending on if your broker has commissions or what have you. I'm using Webull as a source for all of this and the information here. So as far as Webull is concerned, who is a broker that will allow you to buy these products, then yeah, they'll have low fees. But is everyone have low fees per your definition of low fees? Obviously, I can't comment on that. And then convenient portfolio management. And this is something from just more of a logistics, give you peace of mind. Instead of having to remember where everything's being stored and where you have to go and check on things, everything can just be controlled, can be managed and monitored through your own and the same online broker. So in other words, with Webull, if you had some stocks with them and maybe you had some options, well, then you can have these ETFs right in the same spot. It's not like you have to go log into a bunch of different accounts or anything like that. So it's not like world breaking, not really, but is it pretty nice from a convenience standpoint? Absolutely. And then here are the various ETFs that you can choose from that Webull will offer you. I will stall for a little bit while longer if you want to hit the pause button to get a screenshot so you can go and do more research. Which one of those are the best? What are advantages or disadvantages? I'm not going to get into that here. If you are interested in something like that though, hit that like button, leave a comment down below, and maybe that'd be a video I can do in the future. But as of now, those are going to be the ones that you can go focus on. And whatever you feel more comfortable with or what have you, like I said, those are all they'll give you that direct access to Bitcoin because they're all based around Bitcoin itself, and they're not going to be whatever the current price of, I suppose, unless Bitcoin goes down to like $1, then yeah, maybe these ETFs would be more expensive than Bitcoin. But with Bitcoin and the price, my guess, my assumption is if you're looking at the price of these ETFs and then you compare it to the price to buy one Bitcoin, there's going to be a big difference there. But that is the point of the ETF itself. It allows you to still gain access to Bitcoin itself without having to buy a Bitcoin directly. So in other words, you're directly getting involved with Bitcoin through these ETFs. So I hope this helps. If you have any questions or if you have any sort of suggestions, would like for more videos on this topic, then definitely leave those down in the comment section. But yes, there is now officially no more excuse in terms of Bitcoin is too expensive for me. You can go and invest or trade one of these ETFs. First off, thanks so much for watching the entire video. Real quick, before you go, I want to invite you to a live webinar, web class, training, workshop, online event, whatever you want to call it, but it will be me live revealing to you what I've discovered that has allowed me to transform myself from being an employee to being my own boss, including how I had only one losing day out of 73 days in total. I'm going to cover 3 keys that have helped me unlock profitable consistency within the markets. The first key is super weird, but in a productive type of way. The second key is super awesome because it quite literally is wired into our DNA as humans, making it very easy to use. But in a cruel way, this becomes a pitfall for many traders. I'll explain it all though, including how to avoid the pitfall that it creates for some. And yeah, the third key, when you hear it, sounds way too good to be true, but it's not, and I'll show you how it all works. Then at the end, I open it up for a question and answer session that is, again, totally live. Even if you can't make the live session, please still sign up as it will be recorded, and you can go back and watch the replay that I will send you. Click the image on the screen or click the link down in the description box so you can get the date and time and claim your spot, which I should note is limited due to the fact that this truly is a live event. If you have any questions, let me know. If not, I'll be seeing you soon.